and welcome at the High Tech Institute. High Tech Institute is running a new course in system engineering, a basic course in system engineering. And I have the honor of introducing Jessica Korzeniowska to tell you more about it. Jessica is a partner at Scarecrow, and with Scarecrow we already work for a couple of years now. Jessica, can I ask you to take the floor?
Hi, Ronnie. Thank you so much for introducing me. I'm so thrilled to be here back in the Netherlands. It's a country that I love to be in and visit, and I'm thrilled to be telling you more about the Adventures in Systems Engineering training course.
Good luck with the presentation.
Thank you. All right, well, welcome. Let's get started, shall we? So I'm going to talk to you today about what is the Adventures course, the philosophy behind it, the course impact, and a little bit about me as your trainer. But first of all, we have this incredible illustrations on the book and the characters that it contains. This here is the Good Witch of Systems Engineering. You will find out more about her in good time. But let's start with what is Adventures. Adventures in Systems Engineering is a training course based off a book that I wrote that's published by INCOSE UK, which is the International Council on Systems Engineering's UK branch. In this training course, over 3 days, participants will work in teams to define, design and deliver an imaginary rescue system over a simulated full engineering life cycle. And they will do this, what makes this course different is they will journey through a fantasy quest across an enchanted valley and following characters and events that happen in this magical land to help them on their way. Throughout the course, they'll encounter scenarios that prompt them to perform the systems engineering activities that they're learning, and both the story and the technical activities move them further along in the training journey. This course has been designed specifically to prevent systems engineering, which can sometimes be a bit of a dull subject, in an accessible, memorable and fun way for everybody. Our course scenario, or a little bit of a teaser about the story that you can follow, is once upon a time in an enchanted valley far, far away, there lived a peaceful community of elves. Evil forces swept across the land and cursed their community, leaving them stranded without a hope of rescue. With the help of your friends and the Good Witch of Systems Engineering, can you work your way through a series of magical challenges and quests to save them? Dun dun dun! So, okay. The format that we run this course is run in 3-day face-to-face format, because we find that that builds the excitement and imagination in the room, and people can tackle the problems with more creativity when we run it face-to-face. We run it in groups of 16 to be able to ensure that everybody gets a tailored experience, and we work in teams of maximum 4 people, so people are all working on the same rescue system to rescue those elves together. All the participants get a full set of notes and a workbook, and each participant will take this workbook home. They'll complete the information in as we go through the course, and this acts as a permanent reference on their desk afterwards for them to take away. The course over the 3 days is also split into chapters because it's a story, so obviously we have chapters rather than modules, but we have daily themes of definition, design and testing and beyond, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the systems engineering activities that are in those in a bit. Every single chapter is aligned with the relevant INCOSE handbook chapters, both the previous recent version and the newest version, and INCOSE competencies. So sitting this course, you can be sure that you're going to reach the awareness level of INCOSE competency after completing it. The V model, Classic Systems Engineering, is mapped onto the Enchanted Valley setting, and as you move through the fantasy quest, you'll also progress along a real engineering life cycle. Each chapter has a narrative, a story thread to pull people in and keep them engaged, illustrations beautifully handcrafted by my illustrator, and a theory section and an activity. So we're giving people the systems engineering theory and we're immediately asking them to implement that in activities and practice what they're learning. Then we also have sections for them to get feedback, so we will all work together on it, and you have myself to give expert feedback on the work that they've been doing. So they go away having a marked set of answers in their workbook to have with them after the course. Day 1, 2 and 3 are split up into the different chapters. So day 1 at definition, we have introduction to systems engineering, stakeholder engagement, context diagrams, lifecycle concepts, requirements definition and interfaces. So all that really good, important stuff that we should be doing to define our projects right at the start. Day 2, design, we've got breakdown structures, concept design, trade-offs and design decisions and detailed design. But the focus here is really about how systems engineering helps design and they can work together. They're not either one of them is not restricting the other, and how we can use it to do better design. Day 3 is testing and beyond. Now, I'm sure you can imagine as we're building an imaginary rescue system that it might be difficult to build those, but we still go over assembly, integration and testing and the theory and standards of what people need to be including in their projects with these topics. We also have verification and validation, a finale, which, spoiler alert, has an epic boss battle with an evil sorcerer, and finally a reflection. So participants can think about what they've learned and what they're going to be implementing when they go back to work. The Adventures course is specifically aimed really at people who are brand new to systems engineering, or indeed people who are brand new to engineering. So you don't have to have any prior experience, and anybody working on all areas of complex projects who needs an appreciation of systems engineering, not just engineers, can take this course. It was written specifically for early career professionals in mind, but it's suited to anybody new to systems engineering. And we've run this course with early career engineers of all disciplines, new systems engineers, non-technical staff, particularly project managers, have found a lot of use from sitting this course. Those may be embarking on a career change, work experience students either, secondary school age, and also undergraduate placement students and apprentices. So the appeal of this course is very wide, and it can help people access engineering material that they wouldn't otherwise have been able to access. Some of the philosophy now. So you might be thinking to yourself, why on earth would we use a fantasy environment and gameplay to teach technical engineering concepts, and does it really work? Well, people have fun and engage with the material more when we present it in this way, and they remember it long after a training course that was perhaps only PowerPoints and note-taking. The scenario is technology independent, and this is crucial. We're taking away any of the discussions we could have about whether particular technology people are working on could work or not work, or the day-to-day frustrations that they have about the technology they're working on. And we put it in a completely new scenario, okay? Nobody's designed a rescue system for elves before, so they can't bring in any of the baggage that they might otherwise have. This also is part of its appeal to a wider audience. You don't need to have a technical background to be able to engage with the material, and it levels the playing field. No one is going to be made to feel like they don't know as much or they're not as good of an engineer from this course, because it just completely removes any technical knowledge that's needed previously. It simplifies problems. Rather than applying these new concepts that are brand new to people straight onto an already complex technical problem, we can spend more time learning the actual concepts and applying them to a simple imaginary system. And this also, all of this appeals to different types of learners who may otherwise struggle or disengage with more traditional methods of technical training. So all of the slides have been put together to appeal to a neurodiverse audience. We've used colour schemes and formatting of the text to be able to make it accessible for people with visual difficulties. So this whole course is really built around bringing as many people along on the systems engineering journey as we possibly can. What about the course impact? So we've run this course several times in different editions, and the feedback has been that non-technical staff understand and are able to implement technical methods themselves despite having no engineering background. They also are able to go back into the technical meetings that they might sit in and understand what is being spoken about. They feel more involved and more able to contribute to the project. Multiple early career professionals have changed discipline, in fact, to systems engineering as a direct result of sitting this course, which is something I'm really proud of, that we're bringing more people into systems engineering where they may not have otherwise heard of it as a discipline. The last bit of feedback to bring to you is that attendees start to apply what they've learned immediately after the training. They feel confident approaching the systems engineering challenges they're having with what we teach them in the training course, and they go back to the desk the day after the training course and can start putting these things into motion. And that's the same both for the technical staff and the non-technical staff. We also find that people feel more confident approaching more complex systems engineering ideas. They feel like they can have a first go at it, and then they can go to a more experienced systems engineer to help them progress what they've done so far. So we're also seeing that it's benefiting existing systems engineers in organisations because they feel like other people are able to get more of a start on problems before they need to get involved. We've also had this incredible testimony from Hazel Woodcock, who's the president-elect of Incosi UK. She sat the course as she's been a supporter of it from the beginning, and she had to say, the Adventures in Systems Engineering course is excellent. I had the privilege of attending this a few weeks ago. 3 days sounds like a long time to be stuck in a training room, but Jessica makes this so engaging that the course truly does feel like an adventure you don't want to end. The course explains the topics beautifully clearly, and the exercises are genuinely fun to do, making this a fantastic introduction to full life cycle systems engineering. And you can see our incredible attendees enjoying themselves on our last day. To finish, a little bit about me, the trainer. I'm an internationally reputed systems engineer, and I'm known for my award-winning systems engineering training programs. I always try and bring in creativity and non-traditional learning methods to reach as many people as possible and reach people who previously might not have thought engineering was for them. I've got experience in multiple different technical industries. I was previously a systems engineer in the space industry and also nuclear fusion, and I was a requirements manager as well. But I've always had this training aspect to my career and been passionate about getting across this information to other people as well. I'm currently a consultant with Scarecrow, which is how you found me here, and I do consultancy and training with them as well. And I was also one of the top 100 women in engineering in the UK in 2022. A lot of people ask me, because the course is very fantasy based, no, I do not play Dungeons and Dragons, but as you can see from the course, I love good stories and I love sharing engineering information with everybody. So if you enjoyed what I've shared with you today and you think you'd like to join us on our adventure, then you can find us at the High Tech Institute in Eindhoven and Adventures in Systems Engineering very soon. We hope to see you there.